I think for me, when you talk about quarterback, we're speaking about a guy. Okay, let's not say, let's do this. You develop your right tackle yet. So you don't have your left tackle developed yet. You just got a guy playing left tackle. And you may not have a good running game right now. You have a guy, he's pretty adequate, but he's not that guy you can give it to in second down and go into third and be 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. And you don't have a tight end. He blocks, but he doesn't catch the ball well. And at wide receiver, you don't have what we would consider prototypical wide receiver now. 6'3", A.J. Brown, uh, the kid that used to play with the Seahawks, just really, or a T.O. type of player or Randy Moss type of player in terms of his physical ability. It's just his attributes. So you don't have that at wide receiver. So you just got this guy at quarterback, and you put that guy there. And even with those deficiencies, the team still does good and the team wins. And that's what Mahomes did. Mahomes didn't just walk into Kansas City and they were like, okay, it's a stack house. You got everything you need. No. He didn't. But along the way, we found out that he was good enough that even without a stack house, he was just that good. Lamar didn't walk into a stack house. Michael Vick never had a stack house. Do you think Michael Vick could play? And right now, if Michael Vick was 22 years old and he was just coming into football and he was still the Michael Vick we know, could he play right now?
Yes.
Could he dominate right now?
Yes.
That's my point. That's my point exactly. You don't have the pieces around this guy. Michael Vick never had the pieces around him.
All right.
RG Crumpler, but you put him on the team, and suddenly, even without any pieces, no left tackle, no right tackle, no real running game, maybe a kind of guy that fill in place, but just him by himself, difference maker, total difference maker. And the guys we're talking about right now, Lamar, Mahomes, Jalen, they are difference makers. No one can compare to them because if you take away absolute necessity pieces that are necessity to build and make a perennial winning team, you take away Lane Johnson from Jalen, and you just put in, I don't know, John Addison at tackle. He will still figure it out, and he will still be a winner. And the guys I'm naming, these 10 guys, all fit that mold because that is a high bar for quarterback. To be quarterback, you have to have a high bar. Peyton Manning, high bar. You literally, you have nothing. You Dan Marino, you walking in there.
That's why it's hard to debate the top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Well, I'm not debating top 10 all time.
Like the reason why is because you know what? By the nature of the the quarterback position has evolved so much in football by nature of personnel, by nature of play calls, by rules. So when you talk about like putting a guy like Johnny Unitas in, or Fran Tarkenton in, or Warren Moon, right? Those guys were exceptional throwers of the ball. When you break down the quarterback position, at the end of the day, it's still, are you an exceptional thrower of the ball? Those guys are
but you just answered
throw the balls.
Yeah, but you answered
my thing is, but the thing is to add on to that, right? When you say like, okay, would they be able to play the position now? The answer is yeah, they would, because I got guys that are in the top 10 that we can go over, current top 10 that I don't think are as good of throwers of the ball as those guys, but they make up for that with other things. Like there's no way I'm going to say Lamar Jackson is as good of a thrower of the ball as Warren Moon. You're not going to get me to convince. You're not going to get me to say that, right? The reason why is I think Lamar Jackson is exceptional. However, Warren Moon, right, was a great thrower of the ball, right? Does that mean Lamar Jackson is a better or worse quarterback? Absolutely not. Why? Because he has intangibles because of today's game that he can do and exercise that are different than yesterday's game. That's just it. I mean, that's why I think it's so essential to talk about today's quarterbacking, because you're making an apples to apples comparison. These are all guys that are currently playing right now that either have a high ceiling, high trajectory, or basically are put in a position right now where the league thinks that they're amazing, but you differ. right? I mean, that's just the nature of the argument. I mean, Drew Brees, is Drew Brees a top 10 of all time quarterback? Is
Yes.
he? Yeah, okay. Great. Is Drew Brees better than Lamar Jackson?
No.
She's not, right?
No.
So by that nature, by that definition, is Lamar Jackson a top 10 quarterback of all time at this current point in time?
Currently, yes.
See, I got a problem with that.
Well, you pigeonholed me, and because you pigeonholed me, the I think two things can be true at one time. Is Drew Brees top 10 of all time? I answered yes, but a rethinking of that questions. Are we talking those years in San Diego with that great team that never won? Or are we talking about those Saints teams that did pull it off and he consistently won the NFC South with those teams? And I think he did both things, and it's not to his detriment, but he did both things really well. But compared to the guys that he played with during that era, which would be the Elways, which would be early Elway, late Elway, but at that time Manning and Braden, Brady and Manning, that is. Are we putting and even throwing Ben Roethlisberger, throwing Roethlisberger too? He shouldn't be lost in that time along with Drew Brees. He shouldn't be lost there also. So in that group of those guys, if he's not above one of them, then he might be left off that top 10 list. In fact, I'm taking him off that top list because I'm rethinking it. But when I said those guys that I'm saying in my top 10 list, and you guys are like, oh, Dad, Johnny Unitas, yo, you're going back to Joe Namath, and you don't even know who Roman Gabriel is. But
Is he a top 10 quarterback of all time?
yes,
No, he's not. Next.
who?
Stop. Roman
Who's
Gabriel.
not?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay,
He's not.
okay,
Roman Gabriel is not a top 10 quarterback of all
Stop it.
time.
Stop it.
okay,
Next.
fine. Okay, but let's just move on. Joe Namath,
Whitey
top
Ford.
10. Joe Namath,
There
top
you
10 of
go.
all time.
There you go. Eh,
Joe
Joe
Namath's not
Namath?
top.
Joe, no, he's
Joe
not a top
Namath?
10 quarterback
No,
of all
not
time.
top
No,
10.
absolutely
No,
not.
Oh my!
no,
Oh, so Johnny
no, Dad.
Unitas is not top 10 of all time.
So is Johnny Unitas
That's
better than Josh Allen?
No, I didn't ask you that. I
no.
said
I'm
he's
just
top
asking.
10.
I'm just asking. Is
If
he
you
better?
you could put Johnny Unitas as a legend, like if there's a legendary
Oh my God!
class of football quarterback.
See
Well, I don't
that's the
want
problem. Listen,
to.
that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. You
Because
you
you're
you have this footage of Josh, and I think he's an incredible player. I love watching him. He's real, he's good. But you have this footage of him, and you've got this in your mind of him. But I want to do this, and to alter this visual the effect that you have him. What I want to do is I want to take away all the protections he has. I want to take away everything that he
I'm not
has
gonna
to
do
keep
that.
him. Oh, no, 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 no,
Not
no,
gonna
no, no.
not gonna do that. Not gonna do
Well,
that
okay,
because
you see, it's
the
unfair.
reason
So then you want to
no
give him,
because
you want to put him
no
in an army tank.
no
You
you
want to put him in an army
no
tank.
you're not gonna we're not gonna
Okay,
do that because you're not gonna like
okay.
you can only evaluate the product that's on the field as it stands on the field. The
We're
minute
not
you start saying
evaluating it.
yeah, but the
We're
minute
not
hold
evaluating it
on,
then.
wait a second. That's like saying, okay, hey, if we'd have gave, I don't know, um, this guy, if we'd have gave, name a quarterback, if we'd have gave Michael Vick, Megatron, and To as his wide receivers, what would Michael Vick do? Right? That's that argument, right? Like
That's not that
let's
argument.
let's give Michael Vick Dallas Cowboys offensive line that Troy Aikman have. Like, no. We're gonna evaluate
That's not that
based
argument.
okay.
That's not the argument. The argument is if you're going to say that Josh in Buffalo is top 10, if you're saying he's
I
top
didn't
10, right,
for quarterbacks
I'm just
now.
saying,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, right now he's top 10.
Yeah,
But of the top 10, does the list stay consistently good, or does as it goes down, it starts to get a little muddy? Does it get a
oh,
little muddy as it goes down?
that's when
Like
we
if
can.
we started with Mahomes and then we went to hypothetically Lamar, and then we went to Jalen Hurst, and then we went to Josh. Does the list start to get just a little muddier as we get to top 10, or does it get hard to say, yeah, okay? Do you find yourself going, yeah, okay, okay, or can we put someone else behind those guys that doesn't even play in this decade?
No, we're talking about people that are like when I turn on the game on Sunday, starting September 7th. Like, am I going to see you play currently right now?
Okay.
If the answer is yes, then you know what? Then presumably you can be on this list. If the
All right.
answer is
If we're
no,
gonna do okay,
then
I can go with top 10 currently. Then I'll go with top 10 currently, just to diffuse, just to lament. I'll go with top 10 currently. I mean,
Before
I
before
I
before you do
don't
the current top 10,
right.
this kind of reminds me when we talk about those. I'll say the the quarterbacks who opened the gates for everybody else who started it. I call them legends, almost like how we refer to Bill Russell. And I know this is kind of jumping the topic because now I'm kind of going over to basketball, but it's almost like when they moved Kobe out of top 10, but we still see Bill Russell as if we can't move on. No one's putting Bill Russell in their starting five lineup. If you say create a team right now, no one's picking Bill Russell.
no,
right.
He's up there because of his rings and what he accomplished, but he was
you're right.
not a he's not to me talent wise, he's not
Oh,
a top 10 player of
oh
all
my
time. He's a
God.
he's a
Oh,
legend, but he's not a
oh,
top 10 talent. Jonathan, am
oh
I
my
right?
God.
Will
Oh
Oh
wait,
my
hold on,
God.
Mike.
Chamberlain,
Hold on. I
Will
gotta hear.
Chamberlain,
Where,
Will Chamberlain is a top 10 player of all
Oh
time,
my God.
not Bill Russell.
Listen, I cannot, I will not, cannot have this discussion or even continue with it with that assumption, because in and of itself it is an assumption.
you
That's
stop.
just
Mm.
asinine. Bill Russell is on my top 10 list, and if you said like the I'm putting him
All right,
there.
okay. Where? All right,
Okay.
okay. Where is he starting? Are you starting with center? Or are you starting on power forward? Like,
I'm putting him power forward.
so you're putting him at power forward. All right. So give me your starting five
Well, if I had my starting five of all time,
of all time. Of all time. No, we'll just do it like
okay,
this,
because we
right?
Yeah,
just jumped
all
to
time.
Yeah,
basketball.
just okay. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll go back to
real
football.
quick. We
Yeah,
just want to hear
real
your
quick.
just your
Okay,
starting five.
Your starting
all right,
five of all time.
all time. Number one at the center position,
Yeah.
Kareem.
Okay. Go.
Number two at the power forward position, but he played center, but he's actually a power forward. I'm putting Bill Russell.
Over Tim
I think,
Duncan?
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you?
See?
What are you? You're just doing it. You're trolling. You're
He's
trolling
No,
now.
trolling.
no.
You're
Okay, I'm
trolling.
not, but I'm not finished yet. I'm not
Oh,
finished yet.
go ahead. Yeah.
At small forward, I'm putting LeBron.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
not gonna get. You're not gonna get.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
putting LeBron at small forward.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get back to two guard, but my point guard is the only one where I really struggle at. My point guard, because I have the definition of point guard, and then I have a size of someone who
Magic. Go ahead. You can say it. Magic.
magic,
Magic.
right, right.
Magic. Yeah.
See, but I have a definition of CP3 who I don't want to say like he really did to me is a point guard. He is that guy. CP3
Yeah.
is that,
Yeah.
and any team, CP3 is that guy. But against Magic and those dimensions,
Yeah.
Magic.
I have to leave him
Magic
Magic.
could do a
off.
little bit more.
Taking
Magic was
Magic.
like
Okay.
he can do a
Yeah.
little bit more. He can
All right.
also
And
give
now
you
Right.
rebounds.
you can go to your shooting guard now. There you go.
Well, that's the only one where I truly have the biggest problem with.
What?
Well, I have
What?
the biggest problem with as shooting guard,
Oh
right?
Okay. I
gosh.
Because
gotta hear this.
Joe Dumars.
no,
Don't
at
you
shooting.
do it. Don't you do it.
No. At shooting guard, I'm just going to tell you, at shooting guard, the logo.
Jerry West over
Okay.
Michael Jordan?
Whoa,
Well,
wait.
yeah,
I
the
thought you meant the
logo.
logo on my sneakers.
Right. No.
What?
You said shooting. Listen, I put LeBron at 3. I can't put Jordan at 3.
No,
I
I didn't
put,
say play together. I said just your top. Like, give me a starting five. Like, best at every position. Like,
oh,
you know what?
that's the
I can.
best.
They're
That's the,
like, okay.
clearly, that's my, listen, I love the GOAT. The GOAT is the GOAT. But you're asking me, the GOAT is the GOAT on the sneaker, but he's not the GOAT for the entire league. There's a reason why Jerry West is on
Oh
everything in the
my
NBA.
God. Oh
That
my.
starting five, Jonathan, that starting five that Daddy just put together, I'm just gonna take I'm gonna take
One
the
person. Two names.
no, not even. Just give me whoever was on third team all NBA this year. Just give me that team in a wash, daddies. Third team All NBA. It'll watch. James
like,
Harden's my
but
starting point
this
guard. He's gonna
this is
watch
what
him.
but this is what I'm talking about. Like, you know what? Like, no one
You would
in
have James Harden. Jerry West. Wait a minute. Jerry
yeah,
West.
Jerry West what? Jerry West
Yeah,
what
Jerry
to
West
Jerry
to
West is
averaged.
what?
gonna
To
guard James
what?
Harden.
To
Yeah,
what?
okay.
Jerry.
Like, what are we
Yeah,
talking
okay.
about here? I gotta hear
No,
this.
we will just put Lamar. We'll just put LeBron and James Harden. We'll just shut
Well,
that down.
well
We'll just shut it down. We'll
okay,
put Magic on James Harden. We'll shut that down. So we can
okay,
just stop talking right there. We'll
okay.
just shut it down. We'll shut it down. Okay, so he's out. Now he's out altogether. And we put James Harden on Magic. That's a shutdown. He's shut down. There's no way James Harden's guarding Magic Johnson, and he's not guarding LeBron. And James Harden's not guarding Jerry West. He's not guarding him. We talking about the greatest. And by the way, I left off Larry Legend, and I struggled at Larry leaving him off.
Wait, I just want to stop you for a second. You, because I let you go on, but right now we have an oatmeal alert for real. Like, this is it's pretty close to oatmeal time. Okay, like
Oatmeal alert.
it, we're getting close to that. Like, first of all, you had the audacity to put Bill Russell
On my
over
top 10.
consensus.
On my
Consensus.
top five, my starting five, yeah.
You know, he wouldn't even be the third best power forward in the
Wow.
league. You know
Wow.
that, right? Like,
Wow.
he
Wow.
wouldn't be.
I,
Like,
honestly, I'm about to go get a drink of water because
no, he wouldn't. Like,
that is so
I
wow.
had to stop because Bill Russell, number one, played as a center. That's what he played at. Okay, so we should evaluate him as what he played at. But that's fine. I gave you that. You snuck him in at power forward. All right. He's not better than the big fundamentals. He's not.
So
He's
who do you
not.
think the big fundamentals better his game measure his game with? Who do you think the big fundamental said, this is who I base my game off of? Who do you think it was?
I don't care who he did. It
Okay,
doesn't
but
matter if you
who do you
do it
think
better.
the
Look,
big fundamentals is saying this is the guy I think is
see,
better than me?
I hate that argument, and the reason why is
Okay.
because that's like saying that, you know what, that Bob Cousy, because he was the first guy to dribble like this, like every single point guard that came out after and was like, oh, I modeled my game after Bob Cousy. We're not gonna do that. That's not
I'm
this.
not going to do
Like,
that because Bob Cousy is not that
oh,
guy.
oh God. Okay, number one, Tim Duncan is consensusly known as the best power forward of all time. Okay. The number two best power forward of all time, consensus, is Karl Malone. Okay. Consensus. These aren't like, this isn't like, oh, well, we think. Like, this is like, I have never seen a list that did
With
not
Bill Russell
consist.
at power forward.
I've never seen a list. Bill Russell, even if he was power forward, you know what? Is Bill Russell better than Kevin Garnett in his prime? No,
So
absolutely not.
you're
Is he better
saying
than
that
Anthony Davis?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Russell on the same team, that team will get washed.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
okay.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll make it nice for you.
Oh
I'll
my God. Oh my
I'll
God.
take it at 5. You know what? I'll tell you
Oh
what. I'll
God.
be nice. I'll go
Oh
with
God.
Shaq. I'll go with Shaq. Okay.
Oh
At
God.
4, you know what? Give me, you know what? Tim Duncan. Okay. At 3, give me LeBron James. At 2, give me MJ. At
Michael
1,
Jeffrey.
give me Magic. And if not Magic, give me Steph. It doesn't matter. I'll take Magic or Steph. It really doesn't make a difference. Your team basically loses in 5 games. Just get him out of there. Get him
One,
out of
two,
Wow.
there.
three,
Get him in.
Cancun.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2. Hands in
One,
everybody.
two,
1,
three,
2, 3.
Cancun.
Cancun. Get him out of here. Now back to football. Here's the deal.
Wow.
Top top 10 quarterbacks
Wow.
currently playing this season.
Wow.
I got Josh Allen from Buffalo. I'm not going to take anything away from the reigning NFL MVP. He's every bit of advertised. 2, I'm going with, of course, Action Jackson. Not even a question, right? That's your 1 and 2. 3, I'm going with the Super Bowl MVP this year, and that is Jalen Hurts. Why? Put some respect on his name. He just won it. 4, I'm going with Patty. Obviously, Sir Mahomes is that guy. I'm gonna give him his props. I'm going with 5. I'm sorry, 6 rather. Joe Burrow. Okay, Joe Burrow is that dude. He's going to throw for 5,000 yards this season. Put him up there. And then 7, I'm going with Jaden Daniels. Yes, dual threat quarterback extraordinaire. The kid has got the juice. You know what? And then I'm going with Jordan Love because that kid is going to have an amazing season this year. And then last, certainly not least, I'm going with Matt Stafford. There you go. That's my top 10 right now. That's this year. That's guys that I think are, after that, you can argue 11 through 25. Honorable mention goes to Dak Prescott. I think he's going to have an amazing year this year. But that's my top 10. Mike, any questions about that top 10?
Yeah, I think you and Daddy must be drinking the same water, and you must be getting a ship from
No,
Flint,
I don't
Michigan.
know what he's drinking. He's not even drinking my water, frankly. I don't know how
Yeah,
you have a top 10 list and Mahomes is not. You don't start with
yeah.
Sir. I don't like literally that.
Listen, the
You made
disrespect
fun
has
of me
gone
putting
to
the
another
logo
level.
over
Yeah.
Michael Jeffrey. I'm making fun of you now.
This is
I
kind
don't know how
of
you do
stone.
that. Stop. You might as well put
Mahomes
Will
is
Levis on that.
still
You might as
the
well put
best
Will Levis on
quarterback.
that list.
I
But where's
mean,
Will Levis?
Will is a bad man, you know? I mean,
Okay.
if we had, top 10 third string quarterbacks, probably be on the list.
Okay. Might as well
All
put
right,
Sunshine on the list.
Dad, active top 10. What do you think?
Okay. We I'm just gonna flip his first four.
Yeah,
And I'm
thank you.
not I'm yeah, I'm we have to flip this first four. And my first four really are like a script out of a Shakespeare play. It's Mahomes, it's Lamar, it's Jalen Hurst, and then it's Josh Allen. At that point, now it becomes a pick 'em, and you can interchange my next six with anyone can move up or down in terms of the next six. But the echelon of those four, you know, so my fifth on that list right now is actually Jaden Daniels for Washington. He's my fifth top 10 right now. I just think I know it's sophomore coming up. I know usually that sophomore season, but I think he's not gonna be encumbered by the quote unquote sophomore jinx. I think he is that dude. He is that dude. That I think he is what Mahomes started out. That Jaden Daniels is going to add to what Mahomes because he can run, and Patrick didn't start with the legs that Daniels has, and he also just has this body type that makes him kind of can get through these holes. So he's not my number 5. At 6, well, then it just becomes like I don't I could just start arbitrarily naming guys that I think C.J. Stroud is 6.
Wow.
I like C.J. Stroud. I like C.J. Stroud at 6. I think he has a bounce back third year. He comes back. He plays like that. He plays like that guy again because he really was that good in his rookie season. The league figured him out, like John always says. Those DCs, they saw his tendencies. They
The
watched him
film.
play. They picked up on some of his tells, and I think that the coach that they had, D'Amico, has talked to him. They've given him the playbook in terms of your tells, not a misunderstanding of playbook, but just some of the things you're giving away, and defensive coordinators are picking up on it, especially the old defensive coordinators, because they look for these things. At number 7, now that's where it gets like, well, all right, we'll just throw somebody out there that's number 7, and I know you're not going to like this, but my number 7, my, my
Here we go. And here we go, folks. Here
Deshaun
we go.
Watson,
Here we
don't
go.
you do it.
I'm waiting
Don't you
for it.
do it.
I'm waiting for
Don't you do it.
it.
No,
Don't you
no,
do
really.
Here,
it.
here
You're
we
not gonna
go.
like you're not gonna like my 7. But I think Dak
Hey,
Prescott is my number 7. He
I
for
like that.
me,
I like
yeah,
that. I
yeah,
like that. I like
yeah.
that.
See, but I know you, but I think Dak Prescott is number 7 because he could move all the way up with a good Dak year. He could move all the way up to 3 with a good Dak year, but he'll never move down for me below 10. He'll always
Two,
be in that mid range of
I,
7 to 5.
you get no argument from me.
Okay,
listen,
good,
2 years
good.
ago, Dak had an MVP year and he was second in the racing.
You're not,
That's right.
you're not. You're not gonna get any argument from me.
So I see Dak as my number 7 because I think he can move up. The number 8 is, a guy that I just think he got the money, he's got the bag. He hasn't shown me anything that says that he is not he's more than a game manager. I'm gonna throw number 8 as Brock Purdy.
So you put Brock Purdy over Joe Burrow.
Yes. I'm moving Joe. Listen, here's why. I moved Brock Purdy to 8 because Joe Burrow has not put 2 years together where he's uninjured. He's injured enough where I don't get enough sample size to say with conviction that Joe Burrow is going to be standing up for 17 games. And if he's not standing up for 17 games, then we know what Cincinnati is. And I think Joe Burrow has to play at least 15 games this year. No ifs, no ands, no buts. He has to play 15 games this year, and he has to have at least 13 of them where he is proving that he could be MVP. 13 of them have to be MVP like performance, like Lamar Jackson kind of performances. Not just, just throw and catch and this and that, but really game-changing performances for at least 13 games, especially since I don't think he's going to play all 17. And that's why that's why I have Brock Purdy over Joe Burrows, who is my number 9. Joe Burrow is my number 9 because if we look at it, Brock hasn't done anything to diminish that he can be better. Like I think Brock Purdy can be better.
I think
Like
Brock Purdy is very good. I think
but
I think he's still underrated.
but that's my point. I can't put Joe Burrow over Brock Purdy without saying that Brock is consistent. He's not missed a star. He is there consistently. He has been
Mr.
there. He's
Irrelevant.
there. Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant. By the way, he's Mr. Irrelevant. Should tell you everything. This guy is where Shador is. And he got the bag. Not because
Yeah.
he's this and that. He got the bag because
He earned it. He earned it.
he earned it.
He
And
balled out. He earned it.
Joe Burrow is getting the bag or has been getting the bags. But as good as he is, we haven't seen a sample size where we have enough to shake this thing up and put it on the table and say, it's been this way. We're just going to keep rolling either sevens or numbers that we can make 7. And I don't know, Joe Burrow, we can put numbers out there that will come up to 7. And then
Ironically, before you continue, he threw 43 touchdowns last year.
I
Add those
get that.
numbers up together, you
But
get
what was my beef? My beef was what? What was my beef? What was my beef?
Injury.
Okay, good. That was my beef. Right. That's my beef. Right. By the way, availability, your best ability is your
Availability.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so enough said there. Your best ability is your availability. Is Brock Purdy available?
Yeah, he's available.
Is Lamar available?
For the most part, yeah.
Is Josh Allen available?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Patrick available?
Absolutely.
Okay, see, that's what I mean. And my number nine is Joe Burrows.
Okay.
Okay. And my number 10 is Matthew Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford, I don't know what it is about Matt Stafford, but I want to write him off. I want to be like, he's this, he's that. But in a 2-minute drill, games
2-minute
on the
drill.
line. Look, you're only down by 3 or you're down by 6. Do you want Matt Stafford to be that guy?
No.
And he's like what, 37, 38?
He's like 55.
Yeah, he's 38, 39. 38 going on 39.
Yeah,
but he was born in 68.
Do you see any drop off in his ball? Like you see any drop off in Matt Stafford?
No, not at all.
He throws lasers.
Not at all.
Lasers.
Not at all.
Like Puka Nacua is saying that when Matt Stafford throws you a deep end, like you had better be ready, or
you better be ready. Yeah,
it's gonna hurt. You're gonna break a finger.
Yeah,
you're gonna break a finger. And then I still see Matt Stafford is mobile enough to buy you at least 1 or 2 seconds extra in the pocket.
Ooh,
he's not Jared
that's
Goff.
A reach. Ooh, that's a reach.
Wait.
No one's Jared Goff.
All right,
Wait.
like
a lizard.
In the pocket. Okay, wait. In the pocket, Matt Stafford or Jared Goff?
Oh, Matt Stafford.
Okay, so then not enough said. Not enough said. That's it.
There's no aspect of Jared Goff's game I would take over Matt Stafford.
Well, then, but Jared Goff, I think just on the metrics alone, he's younger. He does have a good arm. But Matt Stafford just has these intangibles that I have to put him on my top 10 right now.
Yeah,
That's not the guy who you really want to bet against in a game where
no,
they have to
absolutely
win
not.
it. That's
No,
Philadelphia. Philadelphia,
Yeah.
it was
Oh yeah.
really, they white
absolutely.
knuckled. That Philadelphia white knuckled that game against Los
Yeah.
Angeles. They
Jalen
white
Carter
knuckled
saved
it.
them.
Yeah, they white knuckled it.
Yeah.
They did. They white knuckled it. So I'm
And
going. That's my top 10.
um, you got 9. You need one more.
No, Matt
Or
Stafford was
Matt
10.
No,
Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford was 10.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I mean, I, I think we pretty much were I not on the first 4, but I mean, pretty much down the stretch. I think you added a name that I didn't have. I mean, you added Dak. I mean, I have Dak on the outside. Again, I didn't have Brock Purdy in my top 10, but I mean, I could see that. I mean,
Right.
Dak.
Yeah.
I could see
I
Dak, like Dak's floor. Dak's floor. I had him at 11. You know what? But I think that's the bottom. That's for him. I don't think it gets any below that. He's consistent. I mean, of course, he was injured last year, but I mean, for the most part, he's consistently 3,500 yards a season, 3,000 plus yards a season,
Right. And
guaranteed,
Dak has
double
2
digit
good
touchdown.
wideouts this year. He has 2 really good wideouts this year. So
Oh,
it should
absolutely,
be interesting.
absolutely,
He has 2 good. He has 2 studs at wideout. It really should be interesting.
absolutely, absolutely. I think with him, like I said, you know what, you have him at 7. I think, you know what, that's his floor. And yeah, you know what, with the Dak Prescott season, I could easily see him being, you know what, considered a top 3 quarterback.
That's my point, and you see my point because he's that float. Dak is a float.
I,
Dak will never be below 10,
nah.
but he can get as high as 3. I don't know if he can get to 2 or 1, but I think he can get
Um,
to 3.
He has a
I
high
mean,
ceiling.
yeah,
Yes, he has a high ceiling. Michael,
Yeah.
what's yours?
Well, I'm mine. I mean, I'm honestly floating between both of your lists. I would instead, what I will say is, pertaining to your list, Dad. I like your list because it kind of goes opposite of the way the majority is naming it. We always have a tendency, and it's true, but we always have a tendency just to say, oh, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Allen, and then number 5 is, the next popular guy up. And then what really pisses me off is when we get to like 6, 7, 8, 9, and we hear names like Matt Stafford, but underneath a Justin Herbert, and now we're starting to hear Baker Mayfield.
yeah.
Which again, it's okay, it's your opinion. But what I really liked about your list is you brought players who were like, hey, I shouldn't have to be on the outside looking in, or you shouldn't have to. Oh, I got to see what he does this year. Brock Purdy has been to an NFC
Yeah, put
conference
some respect on
champ,
that.
Super
NFC
Bowl.
championship game, and he got hurt, and they were playing with their third string quarterback. If he doesn't get hurt after going 11-0 in his first NFL starts, they probably win that game, and they go play Mahomes.
And who
And
knows what happens at
not
that point?
yeah, and then he comes back the next season fully healthy. They win the NFC. They win the NFC. He goes to the championship, and he actually kind of, I won't say he blows Mahomes, but he was going toe to toe with Mahomes.
Toe
That
to
game
toe.
came down to a field goal.
And that
Remember
game came
Mahomes?
down to the fourth quarter and a really
Yeah,
lucky
the
catch.
fourth quarter. Yeah,
That's right.
Tamiko Hartman on a
Right.
zig route.
A
You
zig
know,
route. That's right.
but 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 Purdy kept up with Mahomes. He kept up. I mean, this is a guy who most people can't even name what when he was drafted. Like, he was
He's
drafted
Mr.
after the third.
Irrelevant.
He's Mr. Irrelevant. No one
Right.
thought he could even play. You
We're
can't tell me what
laughing.
school he went to.
Yeah, we're laughing at Shador, but Brock Purdy is
Brock
Shador.
Purdy's he's Mr. Consistent. He's
He
actually Mr. Consistent.
he is.
Yeah.
So
He's a
And
my
really
another thing
good
question
I
is,
like,
quarterback.
the last thing I like, I may not agree with where you placed him, but I like the way you said Wise. It's Joe Burrow. You know, I honestly, and I'm one of Joe Burrow's biggest fans. I'm a huge Madden player. I love picking the Bengals because Joe Burrow just has a cannon,
air
and
it out, baby.
he has like this, the one of the best touches on the pigskin I've seen since I've been watching football for 32 years now. But what I will say is, or not even we, but sports media in general, I think that we've been living on what he did 4 years ago when he beat Mahomes. Like, we're just always hyping up, well, he's the only one to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. But that was in
Well,
2021. That
Dylan,
was
let,
in
Thank you.
2021.
Thank
Like, that
you.
was like almost 5 years ago.
Thank you. Thank
Like,
you.
what have you done for me lately, Joe?
That,
Nothing. The last three
see,
years, you
that's what
haven't
I'm
done
talking
anything.
about.
I mean, again, the
4,900
stats
yards,
look good. I
I
know
don't
the
43
care about,
stats
but
look
touchdowns.
John,
good,
you
Jonathan,
always
but
tell me
I don't.
stats are not everything. And then
No,
you
they're
just keep
not.
taking
But I got to be honest with you, man. 4,900 yards in a
That
season,
that's very
43
Jamar.
impressive.
I'll
tutties,
just say two
But you're
words.
playing
Jamar
43
from
tutties.
Chase.
behind. Listen, listen,
T.Y.
listen.
Higgins, Jamar
He
Chase.
has the best receiving core. He has the
Oof.
best receiving core, and let's also not forget that would be fine, Jonathan. But I'm holding that against him because when he beat Mahomes, what was it? The tweets, the going at it. He had the cigar. Oh, this isn't Arrowhead. This is Burrowhead. We own you. We own the AFC, and he hasn't been back since. So they
Absolutely.
ran their mouths. They wrote
They
checks
rent.
that they couldn't cash.
He
They wrote
talked
checks that,
his.
yeah, he talked his talk. So no, you don't get a pass. You drop now, Joe. Joe,
That's
you
right,
got to
Joe.
show me. Joe, you got to show me something this year, Joe.
So by
Your
that,
And you
by
know
that,
credibility is
what,
on the line,
You-
Joe. These are
Michael?
empty calorie stats you're giving us.
You guys keep talking about coaches on the hot seat. Joe wants the bag. He
he
does
Oh,
got
want
the
the
bag.
bag, right?
he
But
He
he
but
got the
I,
he
bag.
got paid. He
He
got
got
paid,
paid.
right, Jonathan?
Yeah,
He's
he got
paid.
paid. He got
Yeah, he
paid.
yeah,
got paid.
but
But
the
that, but
bag comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
And Joe has to play 15 games this year healthy. He has to play 15 games healthy this year. Or I honestly believe that when they go into the draft, because it's going to be a hell of a draft, that he's looking at them drafting a quarterback and their handwriting will be on the wall.
I don't know if they're ever drafting a quarterback.
yeah,
This isn't
Okay.
the Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
Jordan Love type thing. This isn't the Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers, Jordan Love type thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not going to
I,
do that.
yeah. I think
But
the
And
what
only,
I
listen,
will say,
the,
is they're not going to continue to give him his needs and his wants because Joe Burrow. Remember, we have to sign Jamar Chase. Give him the deal. They gave him the deal. We need T Higgins. Give him the deal. They gave him the deal. So he definitely has say in that organization and he has a seat at the table. But it'll get to a point where it's the Aaron Rodgers, like your word no longer matters to us because you haven't produced anything. So no, we're going to do what we want to do now, Joe. We're going
I
to
can see
move
that.
on. Yeah, I can see them moving and saying, no,
I can
we're
see
getting
that.
rid of these guys. We're going to focus more on the defense, and we're going to rely on your arm. If you're this big back quarterback who we're paying during this time, probably going to be like well over 65 million a year. So I can see them moving on, not from Joe Burrow, but from him sitting at the table and having say on what the organization does and what direction they move. So yeah,
So I hear, I I get it. You know what? I understand it. I'm not a big Joe Burrow fan. However, I do respect, the work. The end result. The end result. I mean, that's 4,900 yards is. When you just look at it, that is a hell of a lot of yards to throw for. Even though it's the passing league, I get it. But the 43 tutties, it's hard for me to overlook that. However, I do see that team ultimately saying at some point, if you can't get it done this year, you know what, and they don't make the playoffs, you know what, hey, Joe, like we got to start making some changes here. I do see that happening. The only take I have with this is I think out of the top 10 quarterbacks that we each have, we'll have Matt Stafford in it. I think Matt Stafford, because of his age, I think honestly that team is going to be looking for a quarterback to
oh
replace
no
Matt
question.
Stafford.
I don't doubt that.
I
I
I
agree.
just
I
I
agree.
just I don't see it. I am glad to see that no one really had Justin Herbert on that list. Uh,
No, I don't
uh,
see it. He's
absolutely
outside
not.
the top. He's on.
I
He's
He's
outside of the
outside.
top 10. Right. He's
I,
outside.
I I'm glad to see that because I think that you know what, this is a prove it to me league, and I'm quite honestly, I don't think he's actually really proven anything thus far with the hype. You know what, and he has a great head coach as well, or winning head coach. Easily. We'll see how that pans out this year. The other thing I just want to mention is that we mentioned Brock Purdy. Let's keep in mind that you know what, Brock Purdy got the bag this year.
He did,
Okay,
but
so
he earned it.
Yeah, I am not going to take that away from Brock. Right,
Right.
Brock balled his way to a contract. So the only thing I have to say is, when it comes to that, when you get the bag, do you play as hard as you are playing when it comes to get the bag? Like after you got it, do you continue to play like that? Because traditionally, what happens is that a guy that gets a payday, you know what? We've seen it time and time again. A guy got a payday, and the production isn't up to par.
Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson,
Big time.
Wait,
Tua
I,
Deshaun
Tua
Watson is my
Tagovailoa.
he's
Tiger
my
Valor.
no, Deshaun Watson is my comeback player of the year.
Stop it. Uh, I just, so that's my biggest thing because I remember the Cardinals gave Kyler Murray the bag after a great season,
He
after a
was the
really
first
good
one to
season,
get paid. Yeah,
and he got broke off. I mean, Joe Burrow got broke off too, right? I mean, you know what, Joe Burrow,
Burrow got broke off. Yeah, after
we
the
haven't seen
Super
Joe
Bowl run.
Burrow. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Jalen Hurts got the bag the year before last. You know what I'm saying? After he got the bag, they go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I think motivations are everything, but I've just seen too many times a guy not be able to get the bag, then get the bag, then not be exactly what they were advertised when they were getting the bag. I'm not saying that it's a fall off because you got the bag, but I've just seen it. It's too coincidental at this point in time. I'm not gonna try to pretend like I know somebody's motivations. But when I look at that list, I mean consensusly we all have the same group of guys pretty much in that list or somewhere floating around, right? So out of that,
I'm the only one that had Dak in that list, and I'm the
well,
only one that had Brock Purdy.
yeah, well, Mike would have had Brock Purdy. The chances are, like I
No, he
know,
I would
wouldn't.
have.
Mike,
he
did you
would have.
finish your list? By the way, did you finish your list?
No, I didn't make a list. I just commented on
Oh,
your
okay,
guys' list.
Yeah, he
If
would have
I
had
okay,
did make a list, I definitely would have Brock Purdy at number
yeah,
10. I would
okay.
not. I do not put Justin Herbert in my top 10. I don't put Jared Goff in my top 10.
No, I don't put
Okay. I
Brock
don't.
Purdy and Dak. Actually, I probably wouldn't have had Dak in there. I would
Wow.
have said but not because he's not good. I would have just said I just need to see what he does this year. I know again he has a high ceiling, but I need him to knock on that door this year and say, "Hey, I'm back," rather than "Don't forget about me."
So
So yeah.
I got a question, Mike, right? Because you said something that kind of stuck, right? So you said, you know what, Joe Burrow ran his mouth after beating Sir Mahomes, right? He
Hmm.
ended up beating him, ran his mouth, right? And since then, it's been you haven't done diddly, right? And so you dinged him down. You dinged him down in your ranking, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So
I
does
I
that
didn't
mean
dig him down in my ranking. I said I like what Dad did. I commend him for that because a lot of people kind of have this tendency to put Joe Burrows in their automatic top 3 or top 4. Some people have him ahead of Lamar, and it's like, how?
no?
And
That's
like,
not gonna
well,
happen.
he's been to it. No, they and their excuses. Well, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's the only one to beat Pat Mahomes, and I'm like, he has.
So
Lamar is a two and a half time MVP. Like,
like
yeah, two and a
no,
half.
no,
Because we know
two
last year. Come
and a
on,
half. Yeah,
two
two
and
and
a
a half
half.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that Lamar wins that game. He's the MVP, by the way.
exactly,
Just
exactly.
Which I think is
shame,
awful that he
shame,
didn't win it, but that's just my
shame on
opinion.
his tight end. Shame on his tight
Yeah,
end for missing that.
Yeah, it's that's
Um,
awful.
but no, but
although,
Joe Burrow, he has to go down. He has to move down.
but that's why I have Jalen Hurts ahead of Pat Mahomes. That's why. That's why he's Jalen Hurts is
Oh,
in my top three.
no,
No, that's
no.
why. That look,
But you can't. So now you're basing this on just
no,
last
Yeah,
year alone.
no,
You're
no,
that's
basing
why.
this
no,
on last year.
That's
No,
why.
Jonathan,
no,
no.
no,
Oatmeal alert.
no,
Oatmeal alert. Oatmeal alert.
no, no, no. You don't get
Look,
that.
No.
You don't get
look,
that.
Yeah.
look,
No.
look, look.
Yeah.
I am not going to knock a guy. The same reason why I have Josh Allen as number one is because individually he was an MVP,
Hmm.
right? Lamar is Lamar. You know what? I just have a special place for Lamar. Lamar is that guy. Um, Jalen though, like I got a hard time not putting Jalen Hurts in the top three. And really, honestly, you know what? The real argument is that a reason why Pat isn't top three for me is because I don't think that I can place Pat higher than Jalen Hurts, especially after losing a Super Bowl. That's number one. And
He
Jalen Hurts,
already beat Jalen Hurts already in the
Wow.
and
Super
then
Bowl. He
and
beat him
then
2 years ago.
but like, hey man, the
Wow.
song is "What Have You Done for Me Lately." It's not "What Have You
Oh
Done
my
for Me
goodness.
Last Year." What
So
have you
wait a
done for
minute.
me 2 years ago?
So
Nah,
basically what
what
you're
have you
saying
done
is
for me lately,
Ty,
right?
what you're saying is the black boxer who fought Tyson Fury. What's
Oh,
his name?
Oh, the
Deontay
ground
Wilder,
bomber from
Deontay,
Mississippi.
Deontay Wilder. He's from
Yeah,
Alabama.
Deontay Wilder. Now they have a rematch. Deontay Wilder wins. It's like, well, Deontay Wilder's better, even though Tyson Fury already knocked him out. The first time because he got his get back. He's better than him now. No.
That's generally how it works. But the only problem is that they ran it back and he got deboed, man. He got sent
Yeah. Exactly. So so
he was in a sunken place, man.
so Mahomes has already been to 4 Super Bowls before he and beat Jalen Hurts before he sees him again the second time around. He wins, and now all of a sudden he's better than him.
Well,
No,
I mean,
no,
then what you're saying is we need a trilogy. Is that what you're saying?
no. What I'm saying is Mahomes is already he's certified, man. He's valid. There's no rematches Mahomes needs other than Brady. Give me a rematch of Brady if he didn't
Yeah, that ain't
retire.
gonna happen. Maybe in Madden, but in
Hold
real
on,
life, so
who's echoing?
that's
Somebody's
bad.
echoing.
That's
I,
me. That was me.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh,
you have like uh, I'm just gonna tell you, it is what it is. I get it, I understand it, but I have a hard time. Once again, like if you beat somebody, like you should be ahead of that person.
no, I can't. I can't. It depends on who the person is. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice, but he's not ahead of Tom Brady.
I mean, if there was an exception, that would be the one exception. Nothing is absolute. That's the one exception, right? Because we all know that Eli Manning was not better than Tom Brady. He just happened to beat Tom Brady twice, right? But I mean, I think consensus, you would say like there's always an exception to the rule
And
that is the
Jonathan, I
clear
just
cut
feel
exception.
like you're trying to sell me Senecas and tell me that they're better than Newports because the price is cheaper. I don't like this. I don't like this, man. I don't like this, man.
Lucy's
This is Pat.
three for a
You
dollar,
yo,
bro. We got
yeah,
you.
no, listen, you can't do that with Pat Mahomes. This man is already valid. He's validated already. He'll always be at the top of the pyramid. The pyramid isn't even connected to the rest. He's the eye. He's the top. It's not even connected to the pyramid like on the dollar. How
So
it levitates off of it. Like, no.
so I normally could agree with that statement. However, here's my deal. Here's my deal. The reason why Brady is number one isn't just so much the fact that he won all those Super Bowls. It's the fact that we've seen Brady win, fall, win again, restart, and win again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one thing to win consistently, right, for a stretch. Okay. And Pat Mahomes has had an amazing stretch, right? Now we get to see what does he do after the loss. Because I think it's what you do after the loss that ultimately determines your true legacy, like among the upper echelon. With the exception of Joe Montana, who never lost, right? The reason why we place Tom Brady above Joe in quarterbacks, quite honestly, is because we've seen Brady go through a stretch where he got he got beat, he got destroyed, he lost. He lost to the Giants twice, he lost to the Eagles once. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him lose, and we've seen him come back and basically run the shop again, right? So it's like the guy is a consistent. I think for Pat, we've seen him win, right? We've seen him lose to Brady, of course. I mean, but you lost to Brady, so you almost get a pass on that one. Okay. Now, what do you do after the loss? Because people are starting to write you off now. People are starting to
Okay.
say, wait a second. It's like you see a chink in the armor. Okay. People are starting to say that they see a chink in the armor of Sir Mahomes. That knight's armor is starting to get a little tarnished. Okay. So are you going to be the quarterback that comes in after getting rolled off? Because even the AFC, people are saying you're the third best quarterback in the AFC. That's not me. That's consensusly on many top tens. Pat Mahomes is the third best quarterback in, or even fourth best quarterback, depending on who you talk to, in the AFC on many lists, right? and that's just the AFC. We're not talking about the
I
NFL.
mean, that's major disrespect, but go ahead.
That is total
Like
disrespect.
wait,
Well,
I'm like
What they go
I'm here for it.
16-1 last year, and he's number 4
yeah,
this year.
Like
I'm, I'm
I'm
lost
I'm
with
here
who
for it.
that prognosticator is.
Well, I mean, all things being equal, right? I mean, there's quite a few lists that basically, you know what, have Joe Burrow ahead of Patrick Mahomes, which I think is crazy. But I mean, I don't agree with it. But I mean, then again, you know what, it's not mine. But I mean, consensusly, you know, Josh Allen and Lamar are ranked number 1 and number 2 on many lists out there right now. Now, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong for that. I mean, I have Josh Allen obviously as my 1 and Lamar is my number 2, but that's not because everybody's saying it. That's just because I think that those guys are just that damn good, right? So now does Pat Mahomes come in this season, right, without Rasheed Rice, because we know he's unfortunately going to probably be suspended. Okay, um, we now see the opportunity to see, you know what, is he going to rightfully beat Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson? One of those, because realistically, you'd have to assume that if he's going to make a playoff run, he's going to have to beat one of those two quarterbacks, right? I mean, can we agree on that? He's going to have to be one of those two quarterbacks if he makes a deep playoff run. He'll see one or two of
Have
those,
to be Lamar
or
or
Josh.
yeah. Well, it's been that way. I don't think it's going to change, and it's consistently that way. He has to beat one or two of them. But that's why they're 2-3-1, 1-3-2. But I never think that Mahomes cannot be one, because of those two that we're talking about, the only one with the chip or chips is Mahomes.
That's
Oh, no
it.
doubt, no doubt,
That's
no
why
doubt.
by deference alone, we have to say that Mahomes is not number one until someone supersedes him as number one. And neither one
Yes.
of those two guys who we consistently say that I think Lamar is better than both of them. That's just my
Yes.
opinion. If
Yeah.
we talk about
Overall talent.
throwing the ball, we're running the
Everything.
ball. We're guiding an offense. We have all these intangibles, unmeasurables, off the chart, plays, dynamic. Lamar, Josh Allen, no comparison. Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, no comparison. However, the bag, the chip, the gusto, the winning of it all, Mahomes.
So there are only 5 quarterbacks that are playing in the NFL right now that have started and won at least. I'm sorry, there's 6 quarterbacks that are playing in the NFL that have at least started and won a Super Bowl in the NFL.
Stafford,
Okay, so there's only 6 that I can think of.
right?
Right.
Aaron.
First,
So that would be obviously Pat Mahomes has 2 Super Bowls, right?
three.
Three,
Three.
3 Super Bowls. He's 3-2 in the Super Bowl at this point in time, right? Then after that, obviously Jalen Hurts has been to a Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, and lost a Super Bowl. You know what? Aaron Rodgers has won and lost. I believe Joe Flacco has leave. By the way, time to leave. Put it on the list, Mike. Leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, leave.
Leave. Has won a Super Bowl. And Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl as well. Oh, and Matt Stafford. Okay, so I forgot Matt Stafford. Everybody else that's in the league right now has never been able to hoist the Vince Lombardi trophy. Now, of those quarterbacks, right, Pat Mahomes has the Super Bowl MVP. I believe he does, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Who, Pat Mahomes?
Yeah, Mahomes
Super
has.
Bowl MVP?
Yeah, he does. He has
Absolutely.
2, right? He has 2, I think. I believe what's the name has Matt Stafford. No, Matt Stafford does not have a Super Bowl MVP. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers has a Super Bowl MVP. I'm not sure if he does or not. I forgot.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. Did he win the Super Bowl MVP that year? I'm not sure.
That's a good question. I would believe he does have a Super Bowl MVP.
I thought the wide receiver was the.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm not sure if
Who? James Jones?
I thought they gave it to somebody other than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, wait, no. Number 87, Jordy Nelson.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
Jordy Nelson.
I didn't
Jordy
think
Nelson.
I didn't
Right,
think he
right.
got it.
You got it.
I know. Did
Give it
Jared
the
Goff?
question here, Jordy Nelson.
Did I mean, not Jared Goff. Did no, Matt Stafford didn't win it because it went to
No,
the wide
it went
receiver.
to
It went to the wide
Cooper
receiver,
Cup.
right?
No,
So
but I was just saying that because Matt Stafford went to the Super Bowl. I thought you meant by that. But in terms of MVP,
Wilson
Matt
has the
Stafford.
Super Bowl MVP. Russell Wilson has the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay,
Not
I
mistaken.
failed to mention. I forgot him. He's definitely has one.
So, like, just to show you,
Can you just go over the quarterbacks that have been to Super Bowl that are still playing right now?
yeah. So right now, you have obviously Pat Mahomes, you have Jalen Hurts, you have Matt Stafford, you have Russell Wilson, you have
4,
Joe Flacco.
5.
And I'm forgetting somebody, right? Obviously for the Steelers right now, Aaron Rodgers.
6. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the only guys that have a Super Bowl. I'm trying to think of guys that actually have an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, right? Which also would be a Super Bowl win as well. I think on that list, you only have Russell Wilson has a Super Bowl MVP and MVP and the Super Bowl win. I think your boy Pat Mahomes obviously has an MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and Super Bowl victory. I don't think anybody else on that list has those credentials. So realistically, Pat Mahomes has a snare. Jalen Hurts doesn't have a league MVP yet. You know, on that list, Pat Mahomes would definitely be on rarefied air because he's the only person in the league that actually has claimed those accolades, right?
So wait. Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl MVP.
Okay.
Jordy Nelson didn't win it?
No, Jordy Nelson had 140 receiving yards and a touchdown, but Aaron Rodgers had 3 touchdowns, no picks, and like 304 yards and beat the Steelers 31-25.
No, okay.
Well,
okay.
You know what? 140 yards in the Super Bowl is crazy, by the way.
That is crazy.
He was going off.
He was off. He was going off.
That's crazy.
It was the game of his life, by the way. Game of his life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Never rebounded.
No, he was going soon after.
Yeah, but he blew out his knee too, by the way.
He was like a Cooper Cup. He just got old.
Yeah, but we're not gonna claim that Aaron Rodgers at this point, like Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco at this point in time, we're not gonna presume are top 10 quarterbacks, right? We're
Joe Flacco is definitely a top 10 quarterback.
Playing this season?
No.
Like, wow, that's pretty strong. I mean, the guy was on his couch a year ago. You know what? I mean, anything is possible, I guess, right? I mean, shout out to Kevin Garnett. You know, anything is possible. I mean, doing that, but I don't see it. Here's my question: of the quarterbacks not in your top 10, who's the quarterback that you can see ultimately in the next 3 years? You know, if you had a crystal ball, that you can see moving into that top 10 role. You know what?
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, he's in my top 10 already.
Yeah, he's okay. You mean outside of top 10?
Outside of top 10, that can possibly move in. Young quarterback that you see coming in.
Bo Nix. I
was going to say Bo Nix. Yeah, Bo for me. For me, it's Bo Nix.
Listen, with Sean as his quarterback, definitely going to be Bo Nix. He's going to Drew Brees him all the way into the top 10. You can believe that.
I don't
see that. I can see that.
I see the guy. I see
Michael Penix Jr.
That's what I was about to. I was trying to find. Thank you, John. I see Michael Penix Jr. This year having that Jaden McDaniels kind of year for Raheem Morris and Atlanta, and literally all the doubters and the naysayers are going to be put to rest because I think he is that good. He is that guy. And everything I've seen what I've seen just on YouTube with regards to the way he's playing now leads me to no doubt that he's going to have, I won't call it, since it is his second year, but he didn't play much. I don't know if we can call it a breakout year or an extension of his rookie year because he really didn't play his first year. So I'm just going to call this an extension of his rookie year, but he's going to have that kind of year where Atlanta gets recognized for the quarterback again, and it's not Matty Ice?
I'll tell you what. There's obviously we all have Jaden Daniels in that list from
He's
top
already
10.
in top 10. Yeah, he's already in
But coming, I mean,
Don't sleep on Shador
after
now. Don't sleep on
I,
Shador.
there.
so the
I got people
so
above him.
so here's what I'm gonna say. There's a couple quarterbacks that I'm looking at, like that newer wave of quarterback coming up, because it starts getting pretty exciting, right? I like Bo Nix. I do like Michael Penix Jr., right? Obviously Jaden Daniels is already there. You know, I'm on the fence when it comes to Drake May and JJ
No,
McCarthy.
you shouldn't be on the fence. You should not be on the fence.
Why's that?
Because landing spots matter is what I realized. Because if Bryce Young was drafted by the Texans and C.J. Stroud was drafted by Carolina, we'd be having
Okay,
two different conversations.
I
So
think so.
landing spots matter. Drake May ended up
Absolutely.
in a
Look,
very poor landing spot with the Patriots last year, and he
Yeah,
did it extremely
he's
well
really
with
good.
the
He did.
limited amount of resources and coaching he had.
He did.
And now with Mike Vrabel, and now with the defense, and now with an O-line, and now with just some fair receivers. I mean, Stephon Diggs, he's the number one he used to be, but it's something better than what he had last year. I think he is definitely going to be well more developed. He's going to play a lot better, and we're actually going to see the full potential of Drake May. Same thing as J.J. McCarthy. I love J.J. McCarthy. He has a
So
dart. He's very mobile, and he
he-
can get out the pocket. And Justin Jefferson said last year during training camp and during the preseason, he said, I'm excited for this kid to throw me the ball. He was like, I
here's
love watching play. I'm excited. He got hurt.
have you ever seen a quarterback with a lot of weapons not be successful?
yes. Too
Okay,
many times. Too many
okay.
times.
So conventional wisdom tells me that, you know what, sometimes giving a guy all the weaponry is the worst thing you can do. Like I would argue that Baker Mayfield's Cleveland receiving core was better than Baker Mayfield's Tampa Bay receiving core.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
Wait, what?
I would.
Wait. Time out.
I would. I
Wait,
would.
what?
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 That
Wait,
team
what?
that
No.
team was stacked, man.
No.
Like you
No,
look at that
no.
offensive team. You had Odell Beckham Jr. You had
Mm,
Jarvis Landry. You had
mm.
David
Okay.
Njoku. You had a
David
you had
Njoku wasn't the David Njoku now yet. He was young.
wait, hold on, wait a second. I mean, then on
He
top of
played
that,
football until
you
he was like,
you had as your third wide receiver, you had Peoples Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Donovan Peoples. Okay.
like
I
John.
mean, you
Yeah.
also had
Ready for they were
the other guy that had the dreads. But that we're talking about, that's your third wide receiver. They had another guy too that was decent too, and their fourth wide receiver as well. You know, plus
Yeah.
you had a
They had also Jakeem Grant. You want to say him too? Jakeem
no,
Grant to special
no,
teams here.
no. But what I'm saying is that Odell Beckham wasn't like Odell Beckham was healthy.
Yeah,
Jarvis
he was
Landry
good.
was Jarvis Landry was a consistent 1,000-yard receiving
Yeah, from
receiver.
Miami. In Miami, he was. In Miami, he was.
he fell
Okay,
off with the Cleveland.
but what
Yeah,
I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that we're laughing, but here's the deal. You understand that
I don't know.
that wide receiving core is better than anything that that Lamar Jackson's ever had, right?
absolutely.
Like wait, so like we're so
No, no, no,
when I
no, no,
see
no, no,
that,
no, 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 no,
like
no. Don't steer the ship because you said better than the
no
Tampa Bay Bucks
Yeah, you
no
Bucks
said
receiving
no
core.
no
hey,
no no no.
Mike
I'm just saying.
and Odell Beckham and Josh Landry
Wait,
Yeah, Mike Evans is Hall of Fame, 1,000-yard receiving every
wait.
year since he's been in the
What I'm
league.
saying, what I'm saying is that that wide receiving core, in my opinion, if Odell Beckham didn't have the injury in the head cases, Odell Beckham would be a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
I
His trajectory
struggle.
was
I struggle.
his
I was
whole
I struggle
his
with that too.
trajectory
with it.
his trajectory was there. I mean, look at his
No, no,
early
no, no, no,
seasons.
no, 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 no. His talent was there, not his trajectory.
Okay, well, you know what? The
This
first 4 seasons with the Giants, obviously, those numbers speak volumes. You know what? But once again, what I mean is that you give the wrong quarterback, all those weapons, and somehow a mediocre quarterback at that time will make good talent look really, really, really mediocre sometimes. And my argument with JJ McCarthy is that okay, they gave you an 18-year-old the keys to dad's Ferrari. Okay, are you going to pull a Ferris Bueller with this?
You
Okay.
mean by 300ZX, man.
Well, that too. That's Michael. That's not me. I had to stop.
Yeah, I
Um,
do that.
uh, but
I'm
what
scratching
I'm
it up
saying
too.
is, what I'm saying is that right. You got a situation right now where he has a car with 600 horsepower. You know what I'm saying? He's got it right. There's no doubt. You got a tight end. You got two bona fide receivers, even though one of them might be suspended. We'll see how that turns out. But certainly, you got arguably one of two, maybe consensusly one at rating for wide receiver in JJ, right? Would I'm just like you if you said JJ was number one, I don't think there's many people that would argue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd find people say, okay, I can see that. All right. Um, so my question is that this young man now has that ensemble with Hawkinson as well, right? Now, do you go out there and bowl out and utilize what you have, or do you become a mediocre version of yourself, or is your mediocrity going to drag the team down? Because remember, and I do mean a bad quarterback, has a way of taking this amazing talent and putting them in a position where they don't look as amazing anymore. Okay. So I think the reason why I'm hesitant to put him up there is because I need to see a season, because essentially this is his rookie season. I want to see
Okay.
what he does with that talent before I'm ready to say, okay, this is the guy that can take. If he balls out, then absolutely. You know what I'm saying? With Drake May, the difference is Drake May had nothing and took nothing and gave you something. You saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Uh,
absolutely saw.
it sounds a little biased to me because on one end, just hear me out. Your Drake May has better weapons, way better weapons, and just a better franchise and organization
Bingo.
than Shador Sanders. But
Absolutely.
you are telling me, Shador, listen, he needs to start. He's gonna do this,
No,
and
no, no. I never said
he
Shador
can.
needs to start.
Oh,
I never
Jonathan.
said he needs to start. No,
Okay,
no, no.
you.
I'm on record. No, no,
Back.
no, 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 no. The reason why he doesn't need to start, like if we're gonna talk about
Okay,
Shador,
okay,
Shador's
you
a
did say
total.
that. No, you did. You
No,
said he's gonna come in for Joe Flacco. He
yeah,
needs to.
he has
Okay,
to. He needs to come. The
okay,
reason why he doesn't need to start is because that team right now constructed because he's in his rookie season. I think ultimately starting him at this point in time, you know what? Especially after being a fifth round draft pick, you know what? It's a no win situation for him.
okay.
What
But
I
you
mean by that
in
is
preseason, after his preseason performance, you were basically vouching that he's an NFL quarterback and he's good enough to start.
I
Right
do
or wrong?
believe he's good enough. I do believe he's good enough to
Okay.
start.
But with
I,
JJ
Yeah.
McCarthy, you're saying, well, even though he has the best receiver in the league and probably one of the best number twos in the league and a top 10 tight end in the league and a decent running game, I have to wait and see. He's got to show me. Like, huh?
Well, the reason why is so I have to transition from college game to now, right? If Shador Sanders would have came out of the draft last year, right? I believe that he would have been drafted higher than JJ McCarthy.
Absolutely not.
I think that
Absolutely
even
not.
wait, I'll tell you the reason why is consensusly Shador Sanders was projected to be a top 10 pick last year, according to draft scouts. The reason why he didn't come out of the draft was because he said that he had unfinished business with Colorado. And he came back and he demonstrated what that unfinished business was. When I evaluate a quarterback, the first thing I look at is I say to themselves coming out of college, I I say to myself, did that quarterback have NFL caliber linemen? That's the first thing before I evaluate weaponry, ball control, touch, all this other stuff. I look to see was this kid surrounded by NFL linemen? The reason why that's important is because the likelihood of it is if you're a top 10 pick in the NFL, the likelihood of it is you're going to a team that probably has a poor offensive line. And you're not going to have the same time, right, to throw the ball and progress to your reads as a guy that's coming from like a Delaware state. You know what I'm saying? So JJ McCarthy came from Michigan. He had NFL talent at every level on offense and defense surrounding him. Top three first 3 round level talent, right? So I'm like, okay, so this is a kid that, and let's be honest, at Michigan, there's pressure, but there's no adversity, right? And what I mean by that is that it's you feel adversity when you have guys that are basically like, look, Lamar Jackson had adversity. Lamar's Louisville team had absolutely nobody, right? Can we agree on that? Like there was nobody on that team that was, you know what, projected to be a top 3 or a top 3 third-round pick other than Lamar Jackson. Can
Okay.
we agree? Like, right?
I don't even remember.
JJ McCarthy,
On that team other
you
than Lamar
you
Jackson.
can't remember anybody because there was nobody. It was Lamar Jackson, and basically there were great college players for that team. But let's be honest, like Louisville wasn't like a factory. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Which I mean, it's Louisville. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson's talent showed. So Lamar Jackson went to the Buffalo, went to the Ravens. Lamar Jackson was already tried and true because Lamar Jackson already had the pressure of holding down a team and having to win games. If you're in college and you're a game manager in college, and I'm going to call JJ McCarthy a game manager in college.
Wow.
That's my opinion. I look at him, and there's nothing wrong with that because don't turn over the ball.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
I'm not knocking him, right? You know what I'm saying? But when you have Michigan's defense behind you, and you have those great skill players on the side of you, like your job is not to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? Like Shedeur Sanders' job was to win the game. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference there. Like one guy, you said, go out there and I'm going to need you to win me the game. Like a couple of those throws that he made last year, I don't know, that not overtime throw, but that throw to get them into overtime against, I forgot, I wasn't sure if it was Colorado State or whatever. That throw was, you gotta understand, like there were some money throws that said to me, this guy is pro ready. Okay. So when I say that, I say, okay, JJ McCarthy, now you're going to be you're the projected starter. They've given you the keys. They've given you the car. They've gassed it up. They've paid the insurance. All you have to do is drive this motherfucker. Excuse my language. Are you going to be the guy that drives the car into the ditch because you wanted to basically try to take the curve at 120 miles an hour, right? Or are you going to be the guy that basically says, okay, I'll take the curve at 50. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes what happens is you have guys that get weaponry and they become absolutely reckless. You know what? And then essentially their deficiencies show because there's a pressure to win because people say, well, you have JJ on your squad. You have Jordan Addison in your squad. You got Hawkinson in your squad. How can you not throw for 3,500 yards? There's a pressure in that. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like if he doesn't throw for 3,500 yards, if JJ and Jordan Addison don't have combined 2,900 yards receiving, right? Are we looking at him like he maximized his potential? Let's be honest. Are you?
But I don't. I know. I agree with you. It would be a situation where it may look like he hasn't maximized his potential, but I don't know if the Vikings are going to, as they always say in coaching, they're going to open up the playbook for him at the early part of the season. I think we're going to have to wait till we get to the turn to see, one, if he's still upright. Excuse me, still upright, because that's a big thing. He's been a year out as an injury, so he's got to be upright. And then we have to see if the Vikings are in the playoff run. If they're in the hunt, at that point you have to release the playbook to him. He has to have all the availability of every play and every throw. And at that point, I think you have to give him the keys to the Ferrari. You don't give a kid the keys to the Ferrari in a rainstorm. You don't give a kid the keys to the Ferrari when it's snowing outside. But under the optimal conditions, and you're like you gain the trust, and you got to trust this person. So you've got to be able to to determine what they've done, not to prove that you shouldn't be able to trust them. And I think Michael's right. I think JJ McCarthy is not. I don't see him as someone who's going to to make you pull back your trust in him. And I think the Vikings are going to be at the turn, and he's going to be right in there, nip and tuck with a lot of players that might just fall off. And the Vikings, the only reason why I don't think they're going to go as far as they should is because Jordan Addison isn't starting the year, and we don't know when he's going to come back. And I think this is a knock on him, but I think Justin Jefferson is at his ceiling and playing at it, but I don't know if he's can go beyond that. Like I don't know if there's a next level for Justin Jefferson. There might be.
I'm gonna say one quick thing
Yeah.
on why JJ McCarthy and the Vikings will be A-okay this year. Kevin O'Connell.
Oh God.
Kevin
No.
O'Connell is
Really?
an offensive-minded coach. Okay, so his approach and play design is kind of basically heavily influenced by like Sean McVay's system. So a lot of pre-snap motion, 3 receiver sets, play action. We've seen a lot of that with Sam Darnold. I mean, let's think about Sam Darnold's performance last year that got him the bag this year,
By the way.
where he was like the #1 free agent. We're talking about a guy who was already like 6-7 years in, who couldn't, like, he was like almost trying to try out for water boy. And he shined. They went 14-3 last year with Sam Darnold. And you mean to tell me now, JJ McCarthy, like, well, I don't know if he's going to be able to, like throw the pass to JJ. Like, no, Kevin O'Connell is a offensive guru. Like his schemes, his play calls. He's somebody who's like, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to let it rip. I want to find mismatches. I want pre-snap motion, play action, not drags and slants. We're running posts and heavy dig routes. That's what we're running.
So I can give you a recent quarterback that I think should have had a prolific offense based on personnel that basically absolutely bombed it. You know what? And with an offensive-minded head coach.
Who?
Tua Tagovailoa.
No. I just think Tua's trash.
No,
I
don't
don't
think
think he's trash.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on.
I don't think he's.
Hold on a second.
I don't think he's that should be a highest paid quarterback. No.
Wait, hold on. I get it. We have the ability to say hindsight, right? But you know what? Theoretically, you had Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, you had Jonnu Smith as your tight end. You know what? You had a quartet of running backs that were all 4'2", 40 guys.
Yeah, still do.
Right? You had a decent offensive line.
And a good
what I'm saying? And we watched the quarterback go out there and basically choose to take checkdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my attitude once again is like, okay, you know what? They gave Tua the keys to the Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? And Tua pulled the Ferris Bueller with that. You know what I'm saying? He ran into the ditch to the point where your NFL quarterback or your NFL wide receivers were like, yo, you know what? Like, hey, man, this guy, we got to, trade me. You know what I'm saying? Without saying trade me. Another guy, right? Caleb Williams came in as a rookie, and you can tell that this was the most emphasis that the Chicago Bears have ever placed in their offense in 10 years, 15 years, right? I mean, essentially, they got rid of Justin Fields, picked up Caleb Williams in the draft with the #1 overall pick, gave him some pretty decent, by all metrics, starters, not the greatest in the world, right? But at the end of the day, I said it once again, you know what? A great quarterback takes average wide receiver talent and they're Pro Bowl, okay? A mediocre quarterback or a trash quarterback can take decent above average talent and have us believing that they shouldn't be playing football ever again. This guy came into Chicago and we truly believed that Chicago does not have an offense because of
when's the last time Chicago won a playoff game or even been to the playoffs?
Lovie Smith.
Rex Grossman? Like,
no, it was what's his name?
No, wait a second.
Quarterback but Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith was the last time Chicago was.
No, they won a game. They won a playoff game after that.
Nah, I
Or
don't.
after Rex Grossman.
Has it been over or under 10 years?
No, it's been 10 years.
Okay. When's the last time Miami won a playoff game? Over and under 10 years.
Oh, it's been 20.
Okay. So now we have to ask ourselves also, is it the player or is it the franchise?
Oh, it's a franchise.
You just scrap the whole thing.
No,
Yes, Jonathan.
no, I
Scrap
can't
it.
say that.
No, it's the
Yes.
not.
You can't.
It's the franchise. The Browns too. It's the franchise.
It's the franchise.
It's the franchise. These teams, it doesn't matter who their quarterback is.
Absolutely.
The franchise from the top has to be scrapped. From
Scrap.
Well, I
owners,
mean,
management, scrap,
if
sell
that's the
it.
case, then I mean, look, you know what? Like, Minnesota's not
Giants-
exactly known for winning anything. You know, Minnesota's not exactly
Maybe
like,
not winning championships, but they make it to the playoffs.
I mean, and get bounced in the first round.
They won,
I mean, yeah.
but they won playoff games, but they won something.
I mean, you know, the reality of it is that I don't think, I mean, the last Minnesota playoff win, I think was in like what? And with Brett Favre?
No.
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 No. Kirk Cousins won a playoff game.
Oh,
They
Kirk
beat the
Cousins
Saints. No,
he
they
won,
beat the
yeah.
Saints.
The miracle,
Stephon Diggs,
the miracle. Okay, yeah, they won one playoff game, and then after that, next year, what happened? They got beat by Daniel Jones.
Let's take a look at instead of and Michael's right. And you know how I feel about management. I don't give management the same wink as I would give a player because management doesn't have cleats that are the wrong cleats for the wrong field. Management doesn't play in the ice and your hands are freezing and someone throws you a fastball on a dig route and they threw you a fastball. I mean, and you still caught it, but when you hit the ground, it was on solid ice and it bounced out your hand. So management gets a pass because they're in heated seats and the whole thing. So you don't have the pressure. But let's take a look at the organizations that are consistently winning. And then let's really say, is this a part of how the organization is run? Or is this all about the players that are playing for the organization? And we can start with the Kansas City Chiefs. Is that a good organization?
It's a great organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
San Francisco, that a good organization?
Great organization.
Okay, well let's go down the line. The Vikings, is that a good organization?
Great organization.
Absolutely. Cleveland Browns.
Terrible.
Okay, good. Miami.
Terrible.
Jets.
Terrible.
Giants.
Terrible.
Okay, you see where this is going.
So
You can
just
players. Organization, they need to fix
just to run it back, just FYI, right? The Chicago Bears actually made the playoffs 2018 and 2020, by the way. You know what?
Did they win?
So,
Did they win?
no, they lost to the Saints, right? And then they lost to the Eagles in 2018.
They got
But
Yeah,
I
that's-
mean,
But Jonathan, that's how bad they are. We don't even remember this. We have to look it up. That's how bad they are.
so I mean, what I'm saying though is that you know what?
if I'm not
Chicago-
sure, Trubisky was on the last time they went to a
Like-
playoff.
Like, I mean, so realistically, I mean, I hate to say it, but I get what you guys are saying. I always thought Seattle was a trash organization before Russell Wilson got there.
Oh no,
But then Sean Alexander,
They
team
they
for that
were
were
good.
somewhat decent. But I mean, you know what? I mean, realistically, they fade into obscurity. And I'm gonna tell you, like Kansas City before Pat Mahomes won it or came there, right, with the Alex Smith years and the Rich Gannon years, they were always known as like a team that basically kind of performed but didn't quite
good
make
organization, though.
right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but what I mean is like, you know, we're crowning them now as this great organization because
Man,
winning. I have a belief that like winning changes everything. Like winning ultimately makes you. That's why people look at the Giants, right? Like, oh, they're such a good organization because they're still resting off their. I mean, they're resting off their laurels. You know what?
George Young.
They're a trash organization, and they're my team. The reason why they're a trash organization is because realistically, you know what? They haven't been anything merited since 2012. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real about it. 13 years. You know what? I mean, they've won one playoff game in 13 years. That's realistically. If you want to argue something, you can make an argument that the Bears since 2010 have been more successful than the Giants because the Bears actually, you know what, have been to the playoffs more. I mean, if you really want to be honest, right? But we don't look at them in the same light. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, who are we kidding? Like, I mean, for a stretch, we thought the Saints were an amazing organization too.
I never
They
thought
were
that.
well,
I,
the league was touting them as
wagon. Mickey Loomis, that whole organization. I'm
like
not going to call them. I'm not going to put them next to a garbage receptacle. But I will say this: that the coach of the Saints at that time, what's his name? That's now
Sean
coaching.
Payton.
Yeah,
Sean Payton.
yeah, Sean Payton, and Mickey Loomis. They did really well with sleeper picks. You know, Marcus Colson would be considered a sleeper pick. No one knew this kid from Hofstra was going to be what he turned out to be in terms of player. He was a sleeper pick. Let's just call it what it is. No one also
Is he Hall of Fame?
right. No one knew.
No.
You know, no one knew that in terms of the Saints defense. We can't even name anyone on that defensive squad that stretch run. We can't name five guys.
Aside from Jonathan Vilma.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Jonathan Vilma, he wasn't an original Saint. He started with the Jets. He spent, 6 years with the Jets, and then he just happened to fall off. I mean, he fell off and went to the Saints. It wasn't like the Saints were like, we got to have this guy. No
Brian
one
Jordan.
Vilma.
Brian Jordan.
Right. No one wanted him. Like, he was a number one draft pick for the Jets out of Notre Dame, and he couldn't find a
Brian
job.
Jordan?
No.
Right? You mean that? No, John Vilma went to Miami. He went to the University of Miami.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he went to Notre Dame.
He went to the U.
Oh, okay.
He went to the U. He went to
But
the
he
U.
fell off, and
He was part of that championship team.
But the point being is that organization is given a lot of credit, and the only credit they're really going to get is that they got players, and they got a week NFC South. They were at the right place at the right time. They got a week NFC South.
I would argue that, you know what, that the key to ultimately changing your franchise's fortunes, right, is right head coach, right quarterback.
I go better than that. I go right GM, right coach.
Well, I still think that, you know what, the quarterback is part of that, right?
Yeah, but with the right GM and right coach, you'll get the perfect quarterback.
Well, hey, John, how about what was his name for the Ravens that played Trent Dilfer?
Yeah, well.
So right GM and right coach, you could put Trent Dilfer in there, and you win the game. You win the chip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say,
look at Bo Nix. Right GM, right coach. Right. Sean Payton said, I don't want Russell. I don't want him.
I don't want a Super Bowl MVP, and I don't want
No.
I want Bo Nix.
Yeah, I want Bo Nix. Right GM, right coach. Good quarterback. They made the playoffs. And they'll be better next year.
I'm just, like I said, you know what? Combination, with the exception of the Baltimore Ravens with Trent Dilfer, right? I mean, I would say that, you know what? And I would say with the exception of the Giants with Jeff Hostetler as well, too, right? Or just make sure we throw that caveat in there. I would say that pretty much.
Parcells, George Young and Bill Parcells.
But they did have George Young and Bill Parcells, right? I mean, but they also.
Young and Bill Parcells. Brought Bill Parcells on, and then that set the deal right there. That was the Giants. No one posts Bill Parcells other than the old man, Tom Coughlin, but Tom Coughlin had a really good GM at the time too. He had Jerry
Reese. Yeah.
That was a really good GM, by the way.
Yeah,
really good GM. Doesn't get the credit, but he let the old man coach, and he just got the guy what he needed, and he lamented to him. And they were a pretty good team for. Well, they're a pretty good team. 2 chips.
2 chips.
Right, 2 chips.
Can't take anything away.
No, absolutely not.
Without a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, too.
Absolutely.
But I'm once again, I just think that if you have those 3 components, even if you don't win the chip, you know what? I think that, you know what, it's enough to basically at least have your franchise look less than inept or more than, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't look like an inept franchise. The reason why is because we look at the Chargers now with the right head coach, right? I mean, and the Chargers haven't won anything ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, Minnesota hasn't won anything ever either. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them have ever won a Super Bowl.
No.
Neither, like, I mean, but we're looking at the Chargers and we're saying, do they have the head coach? Yeah, they have the head coach. Do they have the quarterback? Presumably, a lot of people believe that Justin Herbert is a top 10 quarterback in the league, right? And we're ready to crown them. Detroit, you know what? Do they have the right head coach? Yes, they do, right? Do they have the right quarterback? I mean, there's something to work with,